Welcome to my studio in London. Actually not the studio, the lift. This is a Victorian building. It used to make ships, propellers, shipbuilding industry, Deptford, southeast London. On the wall it says Millwall. Millwall is the local football team, famous for being dreadfully violent and badly behaved fans. They used to wear hats like this. It's called a bucket hat. This is the studio and that's the company vehicle. Here we go. And this is the view. You're looking over Victorian Deptford to Canary Wharf, modern London. It's not bad. It tends to compete with the work though. Speaking of the work, this is a new picture, just finished, of the World Series. This one's called Critical Mass. Critical mass, I discovered, means enough sufficient amount of any component to make a decisive reaction. Under lockdown, these are almost indecent. Given social distancing, which is good. Everything you're going to see was made under the influence of lockdown. Everything in this room was made in 3 months. These are my laughing heads. I promised myself I'd work on my drawing while under lockdown. So I drew from stock files an anonymous head on most days, except for him, he's not anonymous. That's Putin. The smile at extreme levels has an ambiguous quality of grief and mania, which I find interesting. This is a Moshpit, or a concert, front row concert, drawn from, again, downloaded 4 images on the mobile phone, flicked between one and the next, drew for about 3 hours, from the bottom to the top. It was exhausting, and it's a bit rough, but I like that, it's unusual for me. And here's something completely different. Under lockdown, I was asked to create a commission for a building in London, and the client had seen work I'd done 20 years ago in Japan, inspired by the river in Kyoto and the crazy manga kids that would sit at the side of it under the very sort of heavily polluted sunsets in Kyoto, which gave beautiful, beautiful colours. I like to revisit styles. It's interesting to sort of vary the techniques. And these are the materials, or at least some of them, that I'm using at the moment, or throughout. I buy materials sporadically. I have shops, something shiny goes on the shelf for 2 years, and out it may come for something like this. One more from the World View series. This is probably my homage to summer. Being an albino, pale-skinned and fragile, I find summer a bit of a challenge. Nature has always conspired against me to a degree. And this one, I also suffer from hay fever. This one developed, and it itches like pollen does on my nose and on my skin. Sort of a cloying kind of wax, like a bee's nest or something. But I think I like the fizz. Anyway, thank you to Olivier for organising this interesting project, and I hope you enjoyed the spin around the studio in southeast London, Deptford. I shall leave you with the view. Enjoy your summer.